Hey guys, what's going on? Alex Kirby, owner Trifecta Lawn Care. Thank you so much for joining us on our channel today. We're going to show you guys in this episode how to bid and execute a $10,000 landscaping job in only 2 days. We're excited to show you how to bid it the first time you come, talk to the customer, execute, and then wrap it up really nicely and the customer's excited. And then we're going to show you guys how it's not impossible, even if you're a small guy, to make good money in the landscaping industry. So join us on this episode. Let's dive in. So guys, one of the first things you need to do when you come on a job site like this to bid is get to know your customer. This couple has only been married a couple years. They have this beautiful home in this neighborhood, but they just haven't had the time because of their work schedules to do the job. So getting them to understand and be comfortable with the scope of work, it seems like a big job because it is, and get them to understand that you can take care of their needs. So the first time I walked this property, I walked it with the couple, explained exactly what we're gonna do in each area. Even before I give the quote in official capacity, you want to get your customer to understand that you know what you're doing and they can envision what you're doing before they just get an email with numbers. So make sure you do that. That's obvious, I know it to a lot of you, but I think sometimes when it comes to big jobs, we might not meet with the customer, and you need to somewhat meet with the customer every time so they can get their head wrapped around what you're going to be sending them later. The second thing is when it comes to bidding this job correctly to make money, is knowing how many pallets of sod you need. You need to walk it with a measuring stick. You need to walk it with your feet if you have to, but you need to walk it properly so you know exactly how much sod to have, because one of the worst things you can do when it comes to losing money on these big jobs, which a lot of you guys share with me on social media, you're scared about, is that you over order or under order. Well, you can get very close within a half pallet if you get the exact square footage right, and you can always take that sod back and use it at another job site within the next couple of days. Sod will be okay as long as you water it. We've got our grading crew that comes out, and it's always good, even if you're a small guy, to have a guy you partner with that can do all your grading needs. So our grading crew comes out, they're going to grade these 2 areas so we can put down brand new sod. We're doing St. Augustine here, about 4 pallets worth. And so they come out and do that. They're also doing our irrigation line. And so we partner with these guys 2-3 times a week. We do stuff with them all the time. And they're experts when it comes to irrigation. We're not experts, but as long as you partner with somebody who you know and trust, and it's almost like they work for you, you can do that. If you have your own guys, that's great. But me and this guy, we do work together every other day, it seems like. So guys, there's a lot of factors that you have to think about when it comes to doing a job of this size. You have to think about haul away cost. You have to think about debris piles. You have to wonder if your city has an ordinance where you can leave it at the road. In this case, we're gonna have to haul everything away. So the sod here is all getting ripped up so we can prep for new sod. We've got bushes over here that are getting taken and hauled off. So we're gonna have a dump trailer, which we do have, but we're also gonna have a debris pile that hopefully we think the city is gonna come get in this case. So that helps with your costs. So you have to factor all this stuff in. We have to set a new edge for this property. It's been multiple years, as you guys can see, since their edge has been set at all. Their tree limbs, their palm trees haven't been trimmed in 2 to 3 years is what the customer told us. So we've got to get this off the house. So there's a lot of extra costs that you need to be thinking about when it comes to hauling away. Maybe doing extra work because of the longevity of the property, that it hasn't been done in so long, makes it a little bit tougher to get into places. In this case, he's got some shrubs here that just haven't had a lot of TLC. So it's gonna take a little more time than normal because you have to be a little more tender with them. They're just very overgrown. And there's just a lot of debris at this property. So that's the way we priced it. We priced it for lots of extra edging, lots of debris removal. And you know, we have a formula that you guys can contact me. We do business coaching where we can teach you how to price these things exactly right. We don't want to give you the exact numbers, but we can show you the ratios and the line items to price this job correctly to make your ideal profit margin. And then one of the last things we're doing here is we're putting another sprinkler head here as well. I don't want you guys to miss anything, guys. I know it's a big property. It's actually about an acre, so we're doing a ton. It's just a lot, so I don't want you to miss anything. We're putting the sprinkler head here, and we're actually doing half sod, half pine straw bed in this location because it doesn't get a ton of sunlight. He's got a tree here behind. He's got 4 trees here. He's got some wax myrtles out there. I think it looks like some wax myrtles. So, and then he had some azaleas over here that just never did well because they didn't have a drip line irrigation, which we're not putting in here. So yeah, that gives you kind of an idea of what we're doing. We're doing 4 pallets of St. Augustine sod. We're doing 200 bales of long needle pine straw. We're doing a whole day's worth of cleanup, debris cleanup, shrub trimming, and pine cones and stuff removal. And so that's where you get about 2 days worth of work, including our grading guy. There's material costs in there. There's other miscellaneous debris costs, haul away, then obviously labor, material costs for pine straw. You have to buy that from your supplier. You have to buy the sod from your supplier, which is something I want to get into a little bit. That's really where you can make good money in sod, is if you have a relationship with your supplier. It's not just someone you call and say, hey, I need some sod, and you do a decent amount of work with, but you don't have that relationship. You need to have a relationship where you're getting your sod price down, you're getting your return time up because they can get your orders in faster because you do so much business with them, and it's really quality sod. So the customer would pay a lot more if you can get it at a wholesale rate. That's where you can make some good money on jobs like this $10,000 job. So guys, I know it's intimidating when you look at a job this size and you ask yourself, am I gonna charge enough? Am I gonna make enough money? Well, here's the way I do it, and the best way we try to do it at Trifecta is we act like each task is its own job. So for example, when we're trimming all the limbs, we treat that like it's its own estimate. When we're doing the pine straw, the grading, the sod put down, we treat each one like it's an individual job. We total it all at the end so we get our end number. That way, we're not trying to look at a big picture or a big canvas like this job is here, and do we get ourselves in trouble because we didn't bid properly because we tried to do it all in one motion. So separate things out, just like this sod here. Separate things out, make sure you've got it all in a line, and then get your total. And then sometimes we actually give ourselves a 5% buffer in case we're wrong. So that's a little tip as well. So guys, one of the reasons why we do landscaping right is to give your customer an end result like this. You bring pride back to their home, you give them the exact landscaping they've always dreamed about but never thought was possible because they couldn't handle it themselves, and you do it for a price that's affordable but also fair to you as your business. This is 200 bales later, this is a zone of irrigation with 6 heads, this is 4 pallets of sod, hours of grading, 30 man hours of cleanup, and this is kind of the end result you can get. You can do things like this and not have to do, have a huge crew. We had 3 guys on this for 2 days. We had our grading crew, we had our irrigation crew come, but it really was just a lot of manpower and work. So you guys can do this as well and bring customers this joy. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. Hope you guys crush it out there with all this new information that you got from this episode. Please go to our Instagram page here and follow us here. Go subscribe here. And thank you guys for watching again. See you next Friday.